Cities are overwhelming. Go into New York and you will find your senses completely overwhelmed by the noises, the smells, the movement, and the density of the people, each with their own lives running alongside but mostly totally independent of our own. This complexity overloads our cognitive processes. It's too much for us to take in. And so cities present a challenge to human cognition. They push our capacity for coexistence to the limit. We are unable to process the cognitive excess of the city, and so we transform our urban environments into something more manageable, an imaginary. My name is Dr. Jamie Pelling, and I am an assistant professor in the history department at Kean. Together with my brilliant research team, we are investigating imaginaries of urban environments in a comparative interdisciplinary study of London and Istanbul in the 19th century. Together, we are building an archive of thoughts, fears, and hopes about these two cities as we search for a range of human reactions to the overwhelming city in order to explore how fantasies of the city are formed, how they map onto historical realities, and finally, what thinking about urban imaginaries can tell us about what it means to live life together. Let us walk you through our research process.
Hi, my name is Vana Sekera, and I am a psychology student at Kean University. For this project, our research team created an archive of 19th century urban data on Istanbul and London using historical texts and images, including travel logs, letters, embassy reports, newspaper articles, photographs, etchings, and paintings. The archive includes well-known authors such as Mark Twain and Herman Melville, as well as lesser-known figures like the Ottoman journalist Namik Kemal. Rather than dismissing these texts for their exaggerations, criticism, fantasies, or culture shock, we decided to analyze them as valuable historical accounts. We also extracted quotations showing the influence of Western ideology, innovation, social change, Ottoman reform, and descriptions of landmarks such as the Hagia Sophia Mosque and the British Museum. After identifying the locations mentioned in the texts, we matched them with geographical coordinates and photographs from digital archives. We plan to use this material to create a digital map with added visuals, including vision boards and digital sketches, which help represent figurative ideas and major themes that photographs alone cannot capture. But first, let us introduce the historical texts that shaped this project.
Hello, I'm Matt. I'm a history major researching 19th century English travelogues of Istanbul. Working with my cohort, I analyzed the divergent perspectives of authors like Francis Marion Crawford, Herman Melville, and Mark Twain. Their views range from Crawford's fantastical praise to Melville's focus on urban decay and Twain's skepticism of the city's deeper value. To synthesize these accounts, I am using ArcGIS software to create interactive maps that visualize their journeys and provide an immersive look into their historical observations.
When we look at Ottomans visiting London, we immediately notice a difference in genre. Rather than the travelogues of Twain et al., the Ottomans write as members of diplomatic missions, from embassies in 1793 and 1851, or as political commentators using London as an example of a modern city. Namik Kemal, author of the first Ottoman constitution, described London in his essay Progress in fantastical terms, highlighting that it is 200 years ahead of Istanbul. London, with its whirling infrastructure, hallowed political systems, and prodigiously gifted children, is an imaginary future for the Ottoman Empire. But how can we visualize this?
Hi, my name is Angela Valentine, and I'm a studio arts major assisting with the research project Mapping Urban Imaginaries alongside my cohort team. My role focuses on visualizing encounters in Istanbul during the 1800s using first-hand accounts from Mark Twain, Herman Melville, and Francis Marion Crawford. I was especially drawn to the vivid and sometimes exaggerated language, like Twain describing the city as an eternal circus, which really sparked my imagination. To create these visuals, I focused on an understanding of the emotions behind each narrator's experience and selecting expressive quotes, and I used tools like Canva and Procreate to sketch and build out these scenes to bring their words to life through visual storytelling.
And so, finding new ways to visualize and map urban imaginaries through detailed historical research, cultural studies analysis, studio arts technique, and advanced interactive mapping software will help us to make better sense of our overwhelming cities and not take our urban environments at face value. For the imagined face that we put on them is often far more than it seems.